How to attract a woman. Even if she's not interested, most men make the mistake of thinking that attraction is a choice a woman makes. It's not. Attraction isn't something she decides. It's something she feels. And if she doesn't feel it for you yet, it's because you haven't triggered it. That's where most guys fail. They chase, they convince, they try to impress. And what happens? She gets even less interested. The reality is simple. A woman's interest in you is not based on what you say, what you buy, or how much you chase. It's based on how you make her feel about you. Women are drawn to power, confidence, and emotional triggers that make them think about you when you're not around. If she's not interested in you yet, it doesn't mean you have no chance. It just means you haven't approached it the right way. This is where masculine strategy comes in. Instead of hoping she'll like you, you position yourself as the kind of man she can't ignore, a man she respects, a man who creates mystery, desire, and curiosity without chasing. In this video, I'm going to break down 7 powerful tactics that will make a woman rethink you, even if she wasn't interested at first. These are not tricks. They are proven masculine approaches that naturally make you more attractive without acting like someone you're not. Before we start, I've created a community on Podium where I break down everything you need to know, step by step. You'll get no-nonsense, practical advice that will boost your confidence and help you build stronger, more meaningful connections. And the best part, the first 20 people who join will get an exclusive discount. So don't hesitate, click the link in the description to grab your spot. If you know someone who could use this, share it with them. 1. Be unavailable. Men fail because they give their attention too easily. A woman doesn't value what she can get for free. If she knows you're always there, always responding, always available, she won't see you as a challenge. Women are wired to chase what feels slightly out of reach. When you're too present, too eager, you lower your value. The key is to be unpredictable, to give space, to create a gap that makes her wonder. The moment you start pulling back, something interesting happens. She starts thinking about you. She starts questioning why you're not always around. That curiosity alone is powerful. It makes her rethink you. Most men rush to fill silence, to check in, to keep the conversation going. But a man who knows his worth doesn't do that. He understands that his time is valuable. He is not waiting by the phone. He is busy with his life. That's attractive. Women don't just fall for men who talk to them constantly. They fall for men who create emotional highs and lows. When you step back, you give her a chance to feel something. She might not have been interested in you at first, but when she notices your absence, she starts to feel the loss. That feeling is what triggers attraction. This isn't about ignoring her completely. It's about being selective. When you do talk, make it count. Keep it short, keep it interesting, then leave. Don't linger, don't over-explain. Let her be the one wondering when she'll hear from you next. A woman who has to guess when you'll show up is a woman who stays engaged. If she texts, don't rush to reply. Let time pass. If she asks to see you, don't always be available. Have a schedule, have priorities, have a life. The more she sees that you are a man with direction, the more she will feel drawn to you. Interest isn't created by words, it's created by presence and absence. A man who is too easy to reach is a man she won't chase. A man who controls his availability is a man she can't stop thinking about. 2. Be mysterious. Women lose interest when a man is predictable. If she knows everything about you too soon, there's nothing left for her to discover. A woman's mind is naturally curious. She wants to figure you out, to unlock you, to know what makes you different. But most men kill that curiosity immediately by oversharing, explaining themselves too much, or constantly trying to prove they are a good guy. That doesn't attract her, it bores her. Mystery is one of the most powerful tools a man can use. It makes a woman think about you when you're not around. It makes her wonder about your life, your thoughts, and what you're doing when she's not there. That emotional pull is what creates attraction. When you give her everything too soon, you remove that tension. She doesn't have to chase you because she already knows what she's getting. One of the easiest ways to build mystery is to stop explaining yourself. Most men feel the need to tell a woman everything, where they are, what they're doing, what they're thinking, They talk too much about their emotions, their past, their future plans. But a man who reveals everything loses his edge. A man who keeps certain things to himself, who answers questions in a way that makes her curious instead of satisfied, is a man who holds power. If she asks about your day, don't give a full breakdown. Give her a small, interesting piece, then move on. If she asks about your past, don't unload every detail. Keep things light, make her laugh. Give her just enough to make her want more. If she asks personal questions, answer in a way that makes her think. A woman who is left guessing is a woman who stays interested. Another key to mystery is having a life that she doesn't fully understand. If your routine is predictable, if she always knows where you are and what you're doing, she won't feel any urgency to be part of it. But if you're unpredictable, if you have interests, hobbies, and social circles that don't revolve around her, she'll start to feel a sense of competition. She'll start to wonder what you're up to when she's not there. That feeling makes her want to be closer to you. This is why men who seem slightly unattainable are the ones women desire the most. It's not about playing games. It's about understanding attraction. A woman wants a man who excites her, who challenges her, who makes her feel like she has to earn his time and attention. The moment she feels like she has you figured out, that challenge disappears. So stay a little unpredictable. Keep parts of yourself private. Let her discover you piece by piece. When a woman feels like there's always something new to learn about you, she'll never lose interest. 3. Control your emotions. A man who cannot control his emotions will always lose his power with women. Women do not respect a man who reacts too quickly, who gets upset easily, or who lets his feelings dictate his behavior. The moment you show that you are emotionally unstable, she sees you as weak. And weakness kills attraction. Most men make the mistake of getting too invested too soon. They get excited when a woman gives them attention, and they get frustrated when she pulls away. They let their emotions control their actions instead of maintaining control over themselves. That's why so many men fail. They become too reactive. If she takes hours to reply, they get anxious. If she seems distant, they start overthinking. If she cancels plans, they start questioning her interest. These reactions come from insecurity, and women sense that immediately. A truly attractive man is unaffected. He doesn't get emotional over a woman's actions. If she texts, great. If she doesn't, life goes on. If she's interested, he'll match her energy. If she pulls back, he lets her go without trying to convince her. This attitude is what makes him powerful. Women want a man who is steady, who is in control, who doesn't let small things shake him. A man who overreacts or complains will always push a woman away. Being emotionally controlled doesn't mean you don't care. It means you don't let anything break your frame. If a woman tests you by making a sarcastic comment, you don't get defensive. You laugh it off, showing her that nothing she says can affect your confidence. If she tries to make you jealous, you don't react. You show her that you are secure enough not to care. If she plays games, you don't participate. You walk away because you know your worth. One of the strongest displays of emotional control is patience. Most men rush into things. They push for a relationship too quickly, they try too hard to impress, they force the connection. This comes off as needy. But a man who takes his time, who moves at his own pace, who doesn't rush to lock a woman down, is a man who seems valuable. Women respect men who are selective. A man who is too eager to lock her in gives the impression that he doesn't have many options. That's unattractive. The ultimate sign of emotional control is knowing when to walk away. If a woman is acting disrespectful, playing games, or showing no real interest, a weak man will keep trying. A strong man will remove himself. He won't argue, he won't beg, he won't ask for an explanation. He will simply leave. And that is when a woman starts to see his value. Control your emotions, and you control the dynamic. The less reactive you are, the more powerful you become in her eyes. Women are drawn to the man who is centered, who is steady, who remains unshaken no matter what happens. 4. Lead, never chase. A man who chases a woman loses all control. The moment you put her on a pedestal, constantly trying to win her approval, you position yourself as the weaker one. Women are not attracted to men who beg for their attention. They are drawn to men who lead, who take control, who make things happen on their terms. Chasing is a sign of desperation. It shows that you need her more than she needs you. The moment she senses that, she pulls away. Women don't want a man who is always available, always trying to please them, always seeking validation. They want a man who is in control of himself and his life. If she feels like she can have you at any moment without any effort, she will not value you. Leading is different. A man who leads doesn't wait for permission. He doesn't hesitate. He decides what he wants, makes a move, and lets the woman respond. If she's interested, she will follow. If she's not, he won't force it. This is what separates strong men from weak men. A weak man keeps pushing, keeps trying to convince her. A strong man gives her the opportunity to join his world, but he never begs. Leading also means setting the tone of the interaction. Instead of asking, "What do you want to do?" a man who leads says, "We're doing this, you should come." Instead of waiting for her to text first, he sends a confident message without overthinking. Instead of trying to match her energy, he sets the standard and she follows. Women respond to men who take charge. They lose interest in men who are passive. A man who leads also knows how to say no. When a woman sees that you have boundaries, that you don't bend over backward for her, she respects you more. If she cancels plans last minute, you don't rearrange your whole schedule to make it work again. If she's inconsistent, you don't tolerate it. The more you show that you are in control of your own time and decisions, the more she sees you as a man of value. The truth is, women only chase men who don't chase them. When you stop running after her and focus on leading your own life, she starts to see you differently. She starts to question why you're not trying so hard like other men. She starts to wonder if she's missing out on something valuable. That shift in perception is what draws her in. The key is understanding that attraction is not about effort. It's about presence. The man who leads is attractive because he is certain. He is in control. He doesn't need to chase because he knows women will come to him. So stop running after her. Stop convincing. Stop proving. Lead, and if she's truly interested, she will follow. 5. Build an undeniable presence. A man's presence speaks before he even says a word. The way you carry yourself, the way you enter a room, the way you hold eye contact, all of these things communicate value and confidence without you having to prove anything. Women are naturally drawn to men who exude strength, calmness, and certainty. They don't chase after the loudest, most desperate guy in the room. They notice the man who commands attention effortlessly. Building an undeniable presence starts with how you handle yourself. When you walk, walk with purpose. When you sit, sit like you belong. When you speak, speak with clarity and certainty. Everything about you should show that you are in control. A man who fidgets, looks down, or constantly seeks approval gives off weak energy. A man who stands tall, looks people in the eye, and takes his time when speaking shows he is solid. Your presence is also about energy. Some men walk into a room and people feel their power without them saying anything. Others walk in and no one notices. What makes the difference? The way they carry themselves, the way they own the space around them, the way they don't shrink or try too hard to be liked. A man with strong presence doesn't need to be the center of attention. He naturally attracts attention by simply existing with confidence. Women sense when a man is truly sure of himself. They can feel when he believes in his own value. That's why some men don't have to chase. They pull people in naturally. This is not about looks, money, or status. It's about energy. You have to cultivate a mindset that says, I belong here, I am enough. When you believe this, your body language, your voice, and your overall presence will reflect it. To build a strong presence, you need to eliminate insecure behaviors. Stop seeking reassurance from others. Stop asking for permission to take up space. Stop adjusting your personality to fit in. The moment you stop doing these things, your natural magnetism increases. Women feel it. They become curious about you. They start noticing you without you having to force anything. Another key to presence is the ability to be still. Most men are always moving, always reacting, always fidgeting. A powerful man can sit in silence without feeling awkward. He doesn't need to fill every gap with words. He is comfortable in his own skin. This alone makes women respect and admire him. They see that he is different, that he is not easily shaken. Lastly, presence is about consistency. You can't just fake confidence when you're around women. You have to live it every day. How you carry yourself when no one is watching is just as important as how you carry yourself in public. Develop habits that reinforce your confidence, exercise, challenge yourself, take risks, and keep your standards high. When you build an undeniable presence, women will notice you before you even notice them. They will feel drawn to you, and attraction will happen without effort. 6. Create mystery and intrigue. Women are naturally drawn to what they don't fully understand. The moment you become too predictable, too available, or too easy to figure out, the excitement fades. Attraction is fueled by curiosity. When a woman feels like she has to figure you out, when she senses there's more to you than what you're showing, she becomes intrigued. That intrigue turns into interest, and that interest creates attraction. Most men make the mistake of revealing everything too soon. They talk too much, share too much, and try too hard to impress. In doing so, they remove the element of mystery. The man who is mysterious, however, holds back just enough to make a woman want to learn more. He doesn't rush to explain himself. He doesn't overexpose his emotions. He lets her wonder. That sense of wondering is what keeps her engaged. Mystery doesn't mean playing games. It doesn't mean pretending to be someone you're not. It simply means not putting everything on the table at once. Keep parts of yourself reserved. Let her earn access to different layers of your personality over time. When a woman has to work to get to know you, she values the connection more. If you give her everything too soon, she has nothing left to be excited about. One way to create mystery is by controlling how much you talk about yourself. Instead of constantly trying to impress her with stories about your life, flip the script and make her talk more. When she asks about you, don't give full answers right away. Keep things vague but intriguing. For example, if she asks what you do, instead of giving a plain answer, say, "I do a few things that keep life interesting." That response sparks curiosity. She'll want to know more, and that's the point. Another powerful tool of mystery is unpredictability. If a woman can predict your every move, she loses interest. But if she can never fully figure out what you're thinking or what you'll do next, she stays engaged. Be the kind of man who isn't always available, who doesn't always text back immediately, who has his own plans and priorities outside of her. This doesn't mean ignoring her. It means showing that your life doesn't revolve around her. Your lifestyle should also reflect mystery. If your daily routine is the same and you have nothing new or exciting happening in your life, there's no intrigue. But if you're constantly improving, learning, and doing things she doesn't expect, you become fascinating. A man who is unpredictable in a good way keeps a woman's attention. She never gets bored because she never fully knows what's coming next. Attraction isn't just about looks or charm, it's about how you make a woman feel. When she feels the thrill of not knowing everything about you, when she has to invest time to understand you, she naturally becomes more interested. 7. Master the art of emotional control. Women are naturally drawn to men who have their emotions under control. A man who is easily rattled, overly reactive, or emotionally unstable loses attraction quickly. On the other hand, a man who remains calm under pressure, who doesn't let emotions dictate his actions, and who carries himself with composure earns respect and admiration. This is a trait that separates strong men from weak men. Emotional control doesn't mean suppressing your emotions or acting like a robot. It means mastering them. It means not letting anger, frustration, or desperation control your behavior. Too many men lose attraction because they react emotionally when things don't go their way. They get upset when a woman doesn't text back. They become insecure when she pulls away. They try to prove their worth when they feel ignored. All of these reactions signal weakness. The strongest men understand that emotions are temporary. and they never let short-term feelings make them act in ways that lower their value. A man with emotional control doesn't panic when a woman tests him. He doesn't chase when she becomes distant. He doesn't break down when things don't go his way. Instead, he remains centered, focused, and unfazed. One of the biggest mistakes men make is allowing women to control their mood. If a woman can dictate how you feel with her actions, she owns you. If you become sad because she ignores you, or you become overly excited when she gives you attention, you're showing that your emotional state depends on her approval. That's weak. A high-value man is internally driven. His emotions don't fluctuate based on how a woman treats him. A man who has mastered emotional control understands the power of patience. He doesn't rush into decisions out of fear or desperation. He knows that attraction is not built overnight, and that being too eager only pushes women away. He moves with certainty and confidence, never appearing needy or desperate for validation. One of the best ways to develop emotional control is through discipline. Men who lack discipline in their lives are often the most emotionally unstable. When you build discipline in areas like fitness, career, and mindset, you naturally become more grounded. A man who wakes up with purpose, who pushes himself to be better every day, and who holds himself accountable becomes emotionally unshakable. This strength translates into relationships. Women feel it. They recognize a man who is in control of himself and his emotions. Another way to practice emotional control is by mastering your reactions. If a woman tries to test you, remain calm. If she pulls away, let her. If she tries to make you jealous, act completely unbothered. The moment you react emotionally, you give her power. The moment you remain indifferent, you become more attractive. Women don't want a man who is controlled by his emotions. They want a man who controls them. Master this, and you will naturally attract women without even trying. Attracting a woman, even if she's not interested at first, is about mastering yourself, not chasing her. A man who has confidence, purpose, emotional control, and a sense of mystery naturally draws women in. Desperation repels, but self-respect attracts. When you focus on becoming a high-value man, women will notice, even the ones who once overlooked you. The key is to stop seeking validation and start living with strength and certainty. Attraction isn't forced. It's created through who you are. Master these principles, and women will be drawn to you without you having to chase them.